Welcome to Level Up Laughs, the show where two people with microphones and questionable opinions talk about everything anime and gaming to bring complete chaos. I'm Jack.
And I'm Kieran. Grab a drink, lower your expectations, and let's get into it.
All right, Tanya. Saga of Tanya the Evil. Let's do this. Whew. This episode. Oh, it makes me so excited for next episode, Kieran. I'm so excited. So excited. All right, so we open up this episode to Hans. Hans Zatur is his name, or Zatur Hans. And, we open up to him. It is, I assume, his wife, having breakfast together. And then he takes a car to the train station where he is being sent off to the Eastern Front because he's being transferred and / punished for that, in quotes, threat against the Imperial family.
Threat is crazy.
Well, maybe not a threat. Maybe it's not a threat, but like for that, I think they put it as they say it as like a dig against the Imperial family. I heard it as a threat personally, but yeah, they didn't like that, so they're not demoting him or just flat out kicking him out of the military. They're just having him transferred to the Eastern Front because, of course, that's where the main story is. While he's leaving, Ruddersdorf is there, and at this point, I think it's safe to say they're like good friends. They at least friends for a long time.
Yeah.
He is seeing him off. He jokes about how it's one of the few times he gets to see him in a compromising or embarrassing position, and basically just telling him like, "Hey, I'm sorry that this is happening. It should be happening to me too. I went against him," which I just want to point out. All right, he says like, "Oh, I should be punished too because I supported the original plan." Motherfucker. He backed out of it.
Yeah.
He backed out of it. I don't want to hear it.
That was my first thought. It's like, didn't he go against the fucking plan?
There's the whole scene of Ruddersdorf like, no, we'll get a victory. We'll win this war. You count on it. We'll win this. And you just see Hans slowly clenching his fist harder and harder until he starts bleeding from his hand. Like, brother, to cut the bullshit, you back down the second they fucking put any amount of pressure. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't trust him at all.
No, fuck Ruddersdorf. I'm happy your son-in-law died.
Yeah,
I'll say saying that because he's an anime character. Well, hey, remember that other reveal later in the episode? We'll talk about that in a second.
Don't.
Yeah, so Ruddersdorf, fuck him. Hans Zatur leaves for the Eastern Front, and as he's leaving, he is thinking about this new situation he finds himself in. And he comes to the realization that he only really has one card to play, but it's kind of like his ace in the hole, this card. And of course, we know it's Tanya. She doesn't realize that yet. Somehow.
Good old Tanya.
Which, again, I'll mention that later. So then we jump to Tanya being driven to the command of the Eastern Theater. And she's like, why are they calling me here for a summons? Why? Is it for the peace agreement? She then is very surprised when her boss, I think she calls it her faction leader, is there. And she has this whole internal freak out about how this fucks up her plans, how he was supposed to be the one to give her like a recommendation for like a promotion or a big lateral move. Yeah, really throws a whole like spanner in her works. And I just kind of propose the question to you, Kieran. How do we think she's going to adjust this plan of hers now that she can't rely on the support of her boss.
I think she'll either A, try and get him back in power, like more power,
Could see it.
or no, I can't see her trying to join else like
Well, I can't. I don't see her throwing her weight behind Hans, because I feel like she wouldn't want to go through the effort of bolstering someone else when she could just put the energy into bolstering herself.
ah put herself
But
into that position. Or
she could like make that play of like, hey, I've done all these amazing things on the battlefield. Yes, he was my boss, but I mean, you guys just how idiotic he is. I think it's more impressive that I was able to do that with that idiot in charge. So let me be the one in charge. But
I
yeah,
can see it.
it was maybe that happens. I also don't really ever see her leaving the battlefield because I mean, that's where the action is.
One.
But yeah, so that's it. That was a great just watch her spiral like down, like, oh fuck, things are falling apart. And then they have the whole conversation of a lot of reveals for Tanya about like, oh, there is no peace agreement. Oh, the war's continuing. Oh, we're going on the offensive. Great. Uh, and we also find that we also get clued into the next attack plan called Project Andromeda. And as we're talking about Project Andromeda and Tanya's laying out her opinion of how the plan should work, he makes a like she's talking about how they need bait to lure the enemy's forces in so they could go in and wipe him out. And he's like, "Oh, I have a card to play." Tanya's like, eternally like, "I feel sorry for that idiot." Tanya, come on,
Yep. Bro,
Tanya.
as soon as he was like, "Oh, I think I can think of someone," I was like, It's fucking time." As soon
Exactly.
as
Who
he
else would
said
it be?
that, yep.
Who else would it be? Because you know what doesn't help
Hmm.
is the whole is the absolute embarrassment they gave Moskva in the movie. The whole like video song and dance routine they did
Yep.
in the that doesn't help. That really fucking doesn't help. Like her ability to like lay low. It does not help. So
Yeah.
so yeah, she eventually comes to realize, oh, I'm the bait. Fuck.
Mm.
And then eventually she has to like get convinced. She's convinced to like let him take one of her mage groups, so that way they can be the hunt, like they can be part of the like collapsing of the bait. And we really kind of get to see how ruthless Hans is here, and that's kind of touched on a little bit later, I think, in the next scene. But we get to see a little bit of here, like just how ruthless he is when he's like on the battlefield, essentially.
Hmm.
And the next scene, we finally get a check in on I forget what their like government name is, but like the United Nations, essentially. Uh, we get to talk, see how they're doing. Mary is fine. She's still being duped by that Russian lady. Um, and then her commanding officer is talking to his uncle. And this is where we learn, well, this is where it's revealed to us that there is a spy in the Empire's military high up. And Keon,
Yes.
that leads me to propose the question to you: who is it?
That one I don't know. That I genuinely had no idea.
I have my theory. I'll touch on it later when the character comes up, but I do have a theory.
Is it
It might be wrong.
glasses? You
No,
think it's glasses?
no. The person I think of shares a scene with him, but no.
Oh,
Continuing on. So we get the spy reveal. We know they're high up in the military, which is a little surprising because that either means it's someone who has been promoted very fast, or it's someone who was already like decently high up in the military and they got converted during the war, which would be crazy. And also what I think happened. So then we move on to them. They continue talking and they bring up, and he also adds the information of, hey, Hans the Tour. Do you know that name? No. Well, he is infamous from on the battlefield of wars past. If you see him, kill him fast. So get a little bit of lore drop for Hans in that he's apparently infamous, like infamously dangerous, which is surprising because I do feel like he's not going to be out on the battlefield that much.
yeah. I didn't think that he would actually go out in the field.
Yeah, I figured he would be like, at most, he'd be in that town that they were in. But maybe they push him back. I don't know. But yeah, so we get a little bit of info on Hans and like his history, and also kind of it answers why he was so intense about with Tanya when they were discussing the plan, and why he was so willing to like risk so much, because he's like that. He's just that he's that gutsy during the war. I then we go over to the fucking Russian guy. I forget his name. The creep. We go to the creep, and fucking him finding out that Tanya is sitting in this town that has the train station that used to be theirs, and that they're just sitting there. That she's just sitting there. Uh, First off, he calls her a slut.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he said that, because first off, she's like what, 12, 13?
If that.
That's crazy. Um and then he also reveals that he wants her alive, which I hate saying it, but I agree with.
What?
I hate Well, so like during that, when he finds out that she's there, he specifies he wants her captured alive. Like he wants her in Russia or
Oh yes.
the Federation. And I know that's going to be like near impossible because she's the devil of the Rhine. But I actually agree with that strategy, because he's right when he says if they kill her, she just becomes a martyr, a hero to the Empire. Like
True.
they will just use her death as like propaganda to be like, they killed our devil, win the war for her. So I actually I actually agree with the plan of like capture her alive, put her on trial, publicize that trial as much as possible, so that way the Empire sees this and like sees their essentially hero be prosecuted. And so yeah, he did hate every time he's on screen, but he was. We then switch over to Tanya defending the town, and we see that the Federation's military are not taking any chances here. They are going full force. They want her. They want this group dead. They want Tanya alive. Well, they want Tanya essentially
Yeah.
because there's a lot of troops. There's a lot, especially for one military group.
Yeah.
But so
And to the point of one of the soldiers says over the radios, like, normally we're supposed to pull out. We need
yeah,
permission to stay. For like
yeah,
legally to be okay.
yeah. So they start pushing in. There's a fuck ton of them. Their defensive lines are very quickly being overrun, and we actually see all these these new officers that work under Tanya from all these new divisions. They're actually being very smart, like in doing the things Tanya would have told them to do. And I like that detail of that they are learning. Yes, we haven't seen that
Yes,
much of them, but they are learning and they are getting better.
definitely.
So
Definitely
that
it's
was
cool.
cool. Yeah. And then of course, like you said, we have that scene of the infantry officer. He's like, "Hey, we're supposed to leave. Like, doctrine says we're supposed to leave, but if you tell us to stay here, we have to stay. And I kind of want to stay." And it sounds like, "Love what you're thinking, soldier. It's on its way." And so, yeah, I wonder if that guy's dead. And so that's really cool to see. And then we get a kind of morbid moment it's crazy. The Federation are firing artillery on their own soldiers.
Yeah, why why? Are they just bad shots?
I think it's a case of because I think you have to keep in mind they know. I imagine they've been informed that like, hey, know that mage group that came into our capital and made absolute fools of us. They're in there. They're in this town, and I think it's them being like, oh shit, they made fools of us. I want to kill them, and I think it's people like running ahead because yeah, it's they are just firing very clearly on their own soldiers, and I don't think they're meaning to.
Gotcha.
Because, but also at the same time, though, those artillery shots are nowhere near the defensive trench. Like nowhere near. They're barely in front of it was crazy that it happened. I could not believe it, and Tanya couldn't believe it either. Even Tanya was like, "What? They're doing what? Jesus Christ!" And then once the artillery fire comes in, Tanya sends in her third in command, the new mage team leader, Weiss, and sends him in to intercept artillery rounds and take out the artillery. We also get a great flashback callback with Weiss, like remembering the hell Tanya put him through. When he's like, "Oh, you don't think you can do it? Do I need to put you through training again?" Because they have a small mage group there, so he's like, we don't have enough people to deal with all this artillery. She's like, I taught you how to do this. Do I need to reteach you? And he just flashes back like, oh shit. No, no, no,
Mm,
we're good. No, we're fine. We'll handle it. And so he leads his two companies to go deal with it. Things are going okay for about a minute, and immediately the mages, well, they spot the mages from the movie from Tianganoff or whatever, how that city they defended in the movie. The UN mages show up with the Russian mages, and uh we see Weiss maybe die.
yeah, but it's
And
unknown.
And it's also the female Russian mage, the one that's befriended Mary, that kills him. Well, potentially kills him.
Was it
And
Mary?
no, it wasn't Mary.
Oh.
It was the Russian girl who befriended Mary.
Oh. Oh fuck! I didn't even clock that.
But she looked real mean. She looked like evil mean.
Yeah. I didn't even clock that was the same girl.
I just don't think who else would it be. I think if you're gonna kill off a main character or like a important character, you kill him off with another notable character, right?
Well,
You
there
don't
was
kill him off with a random.
no, there was a somebody, I forgot what nation it was. It was a while ago. It might have been end of season 1, maybe beginning of season 2, maybe even in the movie. I don't know. It was like for a single frame there was somebody talking about the war and the Federation and stuff, and he looked kind of sketchy. Like he looked serious, like he meant business.
Well, there was. Well, do you mean the guy that? Do you mean the big? Like, do you mean Mary's dad?
No.
Because there's also the guy in. There's like been a couple United Allied guys that, or the United Allies guys that it definitely looked a little sketchy, but they're on the good side. Well, they're on the United Allied side. There might have been that, but I, yeah, I think that's what you mean. I think I know what you mean. It's one of the UA guys. But no, it's definitely not them. They're not. They're the United Allied guys. They're in the west, attacking the west half of the empire.
Oh, gotcha.
Because we also get that scene of uh Commander Uger. He's talking to Ruddersdorf about like how, oh, the United Allies have bombed our train network, our production lines are failing. You know, what should we do? And like Rudders was like, oh, can you not? Why are you so serious? Tell a joke. And I think it's supposed to show like Rudderdorf is missing Hans because Hans would slip in a joke. Do you remember the scene?
I wait, I think I do. I get my names mixed up between the people. I like put a face to the name and then I fuck it up.
Well, you know Ruddersdorf, the main guy who was at the train station was Zator.
Okay, yeah. I do know.
Yeah, and then he remember there was that scene where he got that phone call about like, oh, there was a fleet or like a fleet got past us in the north, and he's like super pissed off, so he hangs up. And it's because like they're scrambling to fill the slot that Hans was doing because he was like civilian contact unofficially, but now that he's gone, no one's doing that.
Yes.
You don't remember that. I can tell by your voice. I can tell you don't remember that. Anyways, after that scene, a guy comes into Rudderdorf's office, and he's like the commander of like the railway lines,
Mm-hmm.
and his name is Commander Uger, and he's the guy that Tanya knew back when she was in Officer Academy back in season 1, and they have occasionally met throughout the series, like very briefly, like in a cafe on the train, like just very briefly they talk a little bit. Um, and he came into Rutherford's office to basically tell him like, hey, the United Allies, they've bombed our train lines. All of our production is like super slow down. It's failing. We're struggling to get everything we need for the Project Andromeda. He's basically just giving really bad news to Ruddersdorf, and Ruddersdorf is upset that Hans isn't there to like kind of ease the tension and tell a joke because he did that, and this guy's just all business. Because yeah,
Oh. I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, talking on that, I think it's Uger.
Really?
Because this leads into the post-credit scene. Did you see the post-credit scene?
I don't think so. Not for Tanya.
There was there's a post-credit scene basically talking about it was Uger and I forget the guy's
Oh
name.
wait, yes.
It was blue hair glasses
I
guy.
remember.
Yeah. So they bump into each other. Glasses guy wants to go out for a drink. Uger's like, "Oh, I can't. I'm busy." And then Uger recalls back to how Rudderstorff wanted him to tell a joke, and he decides to, I guess, test one on Glasses.
Yep.
And Glasses guy like, "Oh my god, you are a father, a
Yeah.
husband, at work. Control yourself."
What the fuck did he say?
Yeah. Well, so I admit that I get that like that bit is like a joke. It's supposed to be just like, a gag, right? But theory time. I think Uger's the spy. Here are my reasons. One, he is high up in the military. He is the commander of all the rail lines. That's huge. That's so important. And think about all the information he would have to know because he is in charge of getting supplies from one place to another.
True.
And second, he has been a prominent enough character throughout the series so far. Like, he's not a main character, so like his betrayal wouldn't be like out of this world. It can't happen. But we know him enough that like when it does happen, it will leave an effect, especially on Tanya, who has known him since before she was an officer. Like they went to officer school together. They shared classes. He's one of the few people that Tanya could maybe consider a friend.
Dang. That would make candidate for a
Yeah,
spy.
yeah. Because like I don't think it could be like Rudderstorff or Glasses because like Rudderstorff has lost too much in this war and is too vehemently like gonna like wants to win the war. I think he's too invested in the war in the country to like be a spy. Glasses, I think, is just too. He's too patriotic to be a spy. Obviously, it's not Tanya. I don't think it's any of the mages. They're not high enough. It's not Zatur. Because he just got. He wouldn't have compromised his position like that with the Imperial family if he were a spy. So I think it's Uger. I think he's the perfect candidate to be the spy. And I think when he made that joke to Glasses, I think this is a complete theory. I could definitely be wrong about this part. I think he made a joke about how he's a spy.
Oh,
I think
like
he
he just
told
straight up told
Glasses.
him.
I think he in a jokingly way said, "Hey, I'm a spy for the whatever nation." And then that's why Glasses reacted so harshly to it. He's like, "You can't just say that. Like, you have a family, you have a wife, a kids, and like we're at war. You can't just say that. Like, I get it's a joke, but you can't say it." Like, I felt like his reaction was so extreme for what could have been like, maybe a risque joke or a dumb joke or just a bad joke. But like, that's why I feel like he said like, "I am a spy." He just straight up said it, but he didn't believe him. But that could be completely wrong. I could be reading way too much into it.
That would be crazy if that was the case.
If I'm right, I gotta get a lottery ticket because holy shit, that would be crazy. I haven't read the manga. I'm saying that now. I have not read the manga. The only spoiler I've seen is what Tanya looks like when she's an adult. That's it. And I don't even know if that was official art. That could have been fan art. I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna say A, but that means that she makes it to adulthood. But we
That
don't.
is actually kind of if she does, that's a weird thought in my head because that's like I'm so used to her being a kid, to being like the little girl.
Yeah, doing the whole
Innocent act.
attention civilians.
God.
You're about to come under attack.
God, it was so funny. Every time he does like the little innocent girl act, it's always so goddamn funny.
So great. Again,
Oh
that's her
God.
real voice. That's her real
Yeah.
voice. And the rest of the time, she lowers it to seem more intimidating to the soldiers, to her own
Yeah.
soldiers.
Well, they command more authority. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. So yeah, this episode was set up. It was cool. It did some interesting things, like revealed some interesting things, and got my brain thinking about who's the spy. But God, next episode, I think we're getting the Mary Tanya fight. Oh my God, I'm excited.
I hope
I
so.
I need to see that fight again. God, the movie spoiled me with their fight. Oh,
I hope so. That would be so, so cool.
did I ever ask you about the movie? Because I know you watched it, but I don't remember if we talked about it.
I think we did. I think we did, like,
I know we didn't
during.
record it if we did,
Yeah, no,
but
we didn't record it.
yeah, I just love that fight scene at the end between her and Mary. It's such a cool fight, so intense. But that is all I have on Tanya. And if you have anything to add, please.
Uh, I don't think I do. Which means that's a wrap for this week's episode of Level Up Laughs. Next week, we'll go over some more episodes. Whoa. Whoa. We'll go over more popular anime, cover the latest gaming news. And thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for pretending we know what we're talking about. I'm Kieran. He's Jack. And we'll catch you in the next one.